Hey there, deep dive enthusiasts. Ready to explore where Agile project management meets the fascinating world of AI?
Absolutely. We're diving deep into how Scrum, a framework many of you know well, interacts with the always evolving landscape of AI.
We've got two really cool research pieces to unpack today. One from Austrian Post. They're experimenting with integrating AI assistants into their Scrum practices.
And the second, well, it simulates different software development processes, including Scrum, and how they impact AI performance in, get this, generating code.
The results are pretty mind-blowing. It seems Scrum and AI might be the perfect pairing.
They might be, but before we get too excited, let's back up a bit. We all know Scrum breaks complex projects into manageable sprints, right? It's all about iteration and collaboration. But what makes it such a good fit for AI?
That's a great question. It seems like Scrum's iterative nature with all those feedback loops, it's got to be a natural fit for AI systems that are constantly learning and improving.
Exactly. That continuous feedback is key in Scrum, right? Allows teams to adapt to new info and change direction fast. And that's super important with AI because, well, the tech is always changing. What works today might be outdated tomorrow.
So Scrum's like a playground for AI to experiment and learn.
You got it. Now, let's jump into what Austrian Post is doing. They're trying out AI assistants in two types of Scrum meetings. Daily Scrums and, as part of their Prime framework, feature refinement meetings.
So let's start with daily Scrums. What's the AI assistant doing in those quick check-ins?
Think of it as a real-time Scrum guide, almost like an AI-powered Scrum Master. It analyzes the conversation and, using pop-up messages, keeps the team laser-focused on the sprint goals.
Oh, I see. Like if someone starts going on about their weekend instead of their task progress, the AI assistant gently nudges them back on track.
Exactly, and it reminds the team about those key Scrum practices like visualizing work and tackling impediments.
I bet that's super helpful for teams new to Scrum, or those who need a little help sticking to the guidelines. But what about teams that are already Scrum pros?
Now that's where things get interesting. Reactions to the AI assistant, mixed bag. Some loved it, found it helpful. Others were annoyed, like they were being observed.
That makes sense. Some people might feel like their autonomy is under threat, while others are happy to have the extra support.
It highlights something crucial about AI in Scrum. We're not trying to force everyone into some rigid AI-driven process.
Right. Finding that sweet spot between human intelligence and AI assistance is key. Right?
You nailed it. And Austrian Post, they got that. They listened to feedback and kept refining the AI assistant to meet the team's needs.
So how do they actually go about improving it?
Well, initially it gave insights in a table format, like a spreadsheet. But during those quick daily scrums, teams found it tough to process.
So they needed a more streamlined way to present the information.
You got it. They shifted gears and made the AI assistant generate slide templates, summaries of the key takeaways. Much better for communication and making decisions on the fly.
That's awesome. The iterative nature of Scrum improving the way AI is used. Now tell me about that other AI assistant Austrian Post is using, the one for their, feature refinement meetings?
Right. This one's designed to support the Agile Release Train Coach. We'll call them the ART Coach. They coordinate multiple Scrum teams on big projects, all within their Prime framework.
So it's an AI assistant for the person who's already helping multiple teams be agile, AI all the way down.
Huh, you could say that. This AI assistant analyzes data and flags potential risks or problems before they even pop up. It's connected to their Azure DevOps system, analyzes everything.
Okay, give me an example. What kind of risks can it pinpoint?
Well, let's say a team's got a ton of work planned, but their past performance shows they can't handle it all. The AI assistant, bam, flags that as a risk.
Gotcha. Like a team has 100 story points of work, but they can only realistically tackle 80.
Exactly. It also points out things like effort value discrepancies. A task might take forever, but doesn't really bring much value to the project.
That's super valuable. That kind of insight helps teams prioritize and focus on the right stuff. But how accurate is this AI assistant really? Can it replace an experienced Agile coach?
Well, get this. Austrian Post had a little competition. They put this AI assistant head-to-head with a human reference team in analyzing the data, and guess who won?
The AI. No way.
Yep. Faster and more accurate.
Wow. The AI beat the humans at their own game. But I'm guessing human oversight is still important, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was good, but the AI assistant did make the occasional mistake. Even AI can have a typo now and then.
So human expertise is still vital for interpreting the AI's findings and catching those little errors.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that AI is a tool to boost human intelligence, not replace it. And that circles back to those core Scrum principles.
Which are?
Collaboration, transparency, and continuous improvement. Essential ingredients for successfully integrating AI into any workflow.
So it's not just about having the fanciest AI tools, it's how you use them to empower teams, help them work better together, and keep learning and adapting.
Spot on. Now let's switch gears a bit and dive into that other research I mentioned, the one that simulates different software development processes using, wait for it, AI agents. They call this framework LCG, which stands for something like Large Language Model Code Generation.
AI agents, like tiny AI developers running around a virtual world, writing code.
Basically, they have an AI requirement engineer, an AI architect, an AI developer, even an AI tester. They simulate different workflows for these agents based on popular development models, like LCG Waterfall, where they work in sequence just like traditional waterfall development.
So it's like they're recreating how humans build software, but with AI agents instead of real people.
Exactly. They also have LCG TDD, which simulates test-driven development. The AI tester creates tests before the developer even starts coding.
Makes sense. And I bet they have LCG Scrum too, right? Complete with an AI Scrum Master, naturally.
You bet. And the results are pretty interesting. LCG Scrum consistently produced the most accurate code. They measured it with something called pass at 1, which tells you how often the code passes all the tests on the first try.
Hold on. So the AI agents using a simulated Scrum framework were actually better at coding than the ones using other processes.
The data says yes. And it wasn't just accuracy. LCG Scrum also gave more stable results, meaning the code quality was consistent.
So LCG Scrum is accurate, A&D reliable. Sounds like a dream team. It's like the structure and principles of Scrum made the AI better at its job. What about the other processes? Did the researchers learn anything from those simulations?
Absolutely. They dug deep into how different development activities influence the AI's code. Turns out, ditching the testing phase had the biggest negative impact on accuracy.
Makes sense. No testing, more bugs. Even for AI.
Right. But they also saw that design and code review activities, especially those with the AI tester, led to better exception handling and fewer code smells.
So even in a simulation, good design, thorough testing, and solid code reviews matter. Good to know. Whether your team is humans or AI agents. It's amazing to see how human Scrum teams and these AI agents operate in similar ways.
It is. And it makes you wonder what the future holds for software development and Scrum's place in it all.
Which is exactly what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
right after this. Just kidding. No breaks on the deep dive. We're going to keep rolling right into part 2.
So we've seen how Scrum, with its iterative nature and focus on collaboration, can create this awesome environment for AI to learn and grow in software development.
Yeah. And how simulating a Scrum process actually made the AI write better code, more accurate, more reliable. It's crazy.
It is. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are we all about to be replaced by AI-powered Scrum teams?
Right. Should I be adding AI collaboration to my resume, like right now?
Hold your horses. The research is super exciting, but we're still early in this whole transformation.
Okay, so no need to hit the panic button just yet. My job is safe for now.
You're good for now. AI is moving fast, but it's not going to replace us human developers entirely. Not anytime soon, at least.
Oh, that's a relief. But seriously, what does this research tell us about how AI is going to shape the future of Scrum?
I think it shows us a future where AI plays a bigger and bigger role, not as a replacement, but as a tool to make us even better at what we do.
So more like AI-assisted Scrum, not AI taking over completely.
Exactly. Imagine having an AI assistant that can analyze your team's data, spot those bottlenecks, and suggest ways to improve the process, all in real time.
That would free up human Scrum Masters to focus on the human side of things. Coaching, resolving conflicts, and building that collaborative spirit.
You got it. And think about the possibilities of AI-powered code generation. If they can consistently churn out high-quality, bug-free code, development time and costs could plummet.
We can't forget about code quality. Remember how those AI agents in the LCG study were better at things like exception handling than some human developers?
It's a reminder that AI can bring a level of precision and consistency to software development that we humans sometimes struggle with.
But it's still not about replacing human developers, right? It's about giving them superpowers.
Exactly. It's a partnership. AI handles the routine stuff, and we humans get to focus on the complex, creative work.
So if I'm a software development manager listening to this, What should I be thinking about? How do I prepare my team for this future?
First, don't be afraid of AI. Embrace it. Second, understand that integrating AI into Scrum will happen in stages. We're already seeing tools like those AI assistants at Austrian Post, and they're only going to get more sophisticated.
So stay informed, try out new tools, and figure out what works best for your team.
Absolutely. And third, investing in your team's skills is more important now than ever. As AI handles more of the routine work, our human developers need to level up those higher level skills like problem solving, creativity, and collaboration.
So the future belongs to those who can work effectively with AI, not against it.
Beautifully said. It's about finding that balance, using the strengths of both AI and human intelligence to create a better future for everyone.
And speaking of the future, what gets you most excited about this whole merging of Scrum and AI?
The potential. Imagine AI helping us tackle some of the biggest challenges in software development, increasing productivity, reducing bugs, making software more sustainable and ethical.
Wow, those are some big goals. How do you see AI contributing to that?
Let's start with productivity. AI can automate so many routine tasks that take up developers' time. Code reviews, testing, documentation, freeing up those developers to focus on the creative, strategic work. Overall productivity goes up.
Awesome. What about reducing those pesky bugs?
AI can analyze tons of code and data, find patterns, and predict potential bugs before they even happen. That could drastically cut down debugging time and make software way more reliable.
And what about making software more sustainable and ethical?
That's where AI can really shine. Imagine AI analyzing a software's environmental impact, figuring out ways to optimize it, even helping developers make more ethical choices when they're coding.
This is all fascinating, but I have to admit, I'm still a bit hazy on the practicalities. What's it actually like to have an AI assistant in a daily Scrum?
Well, it depends on the tool and the team, really. One way is to have the AI analyze the conversation as it happens. It identifies key topics, summarizes what's been said, and flags any potential problems.
So it's like having a super smart note taker and meeting facilitator all in one.
That's a good way to put it. The AI can also give real-time feedback, like reminding everyone to stick to the time box or making sure everyone gets a chance to speak.
Okay, that makes sense. And those AI code generation tools, how do those work in practice?
There are a bunch popping up, all different types. Some are like code completion on steroids, suggesting snippets as you type. Others can write whole functions or modules based on what you tell them to do. You say what you want, and the AI writes the code.
That sounds almost magical. Are we really at the point where AI can write production-ready code?
Depends on the task. If it's straightforward and well-defined, some of these AI code generation tools are already getting amazing results. But for more complex stuff, you still need human expertise to keep things on track.
So finding that balance again, right?
Yeah.
AI for the routine work, humans for the challenging creative stuff?
Exactly. That's where human-in-the-loop AI comes in. It's about creating AI systems that are designed to work in partnership with us humans, using the best of both worlds.
I love that. It's not about AI taking over. It's about AI helping us be better at what we do.
That's what makes this such an exciting time for software development. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
This whole conversation has got me thinking. What skills are going to be most important for developers in this world of AI-assisted Scrum? What advice would you give to aspiring coders out there?
Solid foundation in computer science is always going to be key. Knowing your algorithms, your data structures, those are the building blocks.
So the core stuff isn't going away.
Nope. But on top of that, those problem-solving skills are crucial. AI can help us automate, but it can't replace good old-fashioned human critical thinking. Breaking down those complex problems, thinking outside the box, that's where humans excel.
So being able to analyze problems and find creative solutions is only going to become more valuable, right?
Yep, absolutely. And then there's communication and collaboration. With AI becoming more integrated, developers need to communicate effectively with both humans and the machines.
So being able to explain technical stuff clearly, work well in teams, and even teach AI systems how to do certain tasks.
You nailed it. And finally, embrace continuous learning. This field is constantly evolving, and the developers who thrive will be those who are constantly learning new things, adapting, and growing their skills.
So it's not just about what you know now, but about your ability to learn and adapt as the tech changes.
Exactly. A growth mindset and a thirst for knowledge, those are your superpowers in this ever-changing landscape.
Love it. It's not just about technical chops, but about adaptability, curiosity, and that passion for pushing boundaries. That's inspiring.
That's what makes this such an awesome time to be in software development. We're on the verge of a huge transformation, and those who embrace it will be the ones shaping the future.
This deep dive has been mind-blowing. I bet our listeners are buzzing with ideas about how AI can transform their own Scrum practices. But before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with something to think about.
I'm all ears.
We've talked about how AI can make Scrum better, more efficient, even help write better code.
Right.
But what about the flip side? How might Scrum actually influence the way AI itself develops?
Whoa, I hadn't thought about it like that.
We always talk about AI as this disruptive force, right? But what if Scrum's principles, iteration, collaboration, adaptability, actually shape AI into a more human-centered technology?
Instead of AI forcing us to change, Scrum could guide AI to work better with us and our values.
Exactly. AI systems that are designed to be iterative, constantly learning and adapting based on what we humans tell them. AI that loves collaborating, working seamlessly with human teams, and even helping us understand each other better.
An AI that's adaptable, not rigid and set in its ways, able to respond to change and uncertainty, just like a well-oiled Scrum team.
I love that. And Scrum's focus on continuous improvement could be a huge driver in this whole evolution. As we integrate AI into Scrum, we're always going to be looking for ways to make it better, more effective, and more human-centered.
It's like a feedback loop, right? Scrum influences AI, AI influences Scrum, and they both get better in the process.
And it's not just about software development either. Scrum can be applied to so many things, from education and healthcare to business and government.
So the impact of Scrum and AI coming together could reach far beyond the world of coding.
Absolutely. Imagine AI-powered healthcare that puts patients first, education tools that adapt to how each person learns best, or even governments that are more in tune with what people actually need.
Now that's a future worth getting excited about.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We explored how Austrian Post is already using AI assistants in their Scrum teams, saw how simulating a Scrum process actually made AI better at writing code, and even explored how Scrum might shape the very future of AI.
It's clear AI is going to change how we develop software, and Scrum will be right there leading the way.
But as we've talked about, it's not about AI replacing us.
It's about humans and AI teaming up, using the strengths of both to create a better future for everyone.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder.
What's that?
If AI could choose its favorite way of working, do you think it would choose Scrum?
That's a question that'll keep me thinking for a while. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of Scrum and AI.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It really makes you think, Scrum was made for human teams, but it could actually shape how AI develops. Pretty wild.
It is pretty mind-blowing. We're always talking about how AI will change everything, but we don't often stop and think, well, maybe those things we're already doing could change AI too.
So you're saying that Scrum could actually steer AI development in a direction that's better for us humans?
That's the idea. AI systems that aren't just efficient, but also, empathetic, adaptable, collaborative, systems that actually align with how we like to work and the values we believe in.
I like that a lot better than AI telling us how to do everything.
Me too. And I think that whole continuous improvement thing in Scrum, that's a big part of it. As we use AI more and more in Scrum, we're going to keep experimenting, learning, and adapting, both in how we use AI and in how AI itself changes.
So Scrum and AI kind of growing and changing together.
Exactly. And it's not just about software development either. Scrum's principles, they can be used anywhere you have a team working towards a goal.
So this could change all sorts of industries, maybe even society as a whole.
Absolutely. AI-powered healthcare that really focuses on the patient, education tools that adapt to how each person learns, governments that actually listen to what people need.
That's a pretty amazing vision to the future. AI and Scrum working together to make the world more human-centered and collaborative.
A world where technology works for us, not the other way around.
Well, we've covered a ton today. We talked about Austrian Post using AI assistants in their Scrum teams, how simulating a Scrum process actually helped AI write better code, and even how Scrum could change the future of AI.
AI is about to change how we work, and Scrum will be right there at the forefront.
And it all comes back to this. It's not about AI replacing us humans.
It's about humans and AI working together, using each other's strengths to build a better future for all of us.
I love that. So on that note, we'll leave you with one last thought to ponder.
Okay, shoot.
What if AI could choose how it wanted to work? Do you think it would pick Scrum?
Wow, now that's a question. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the amazing world of Scrum and AI.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries. We can't wait to see what you create.